Well, hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to this episode of Woman Dare to Live. I am your host and founder, Walda Collins, and I'm so excited you decided to join us today. This is the mid-year review. So, whether you're listening during your morning commute, your afternoon lunch break, or while maybe you're walking through the neighborhood, I just want you to take a moment and follow with me, if you will. Sit quietly, grab your favorite cup of coffee, your beverage, your water, but whatever you do, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And I just want to shout out to some of our listeners in Gatlin, Tennessee, and Germany, and all over the world. Thank you all for tuning in and continue to support us by inviting and sharing this with your friends and family. But when January rolled out, and this is what I want you all to just put on your thinking hats. When January rolled out, many of us were full of excitement, full of motivation. We had vision boards, prayer boards, goals. We had things that we had set ourselves in stride to do. And we were confident. And I know me, I get confident and bold when I got a new plan, a good plan, that this year we'd step into something new, something different. But now it's the middle of the year. And I have a question. Today's question is simple, but yet so profound. Are you still aligned, or are you just busy? Because there is a difference. You can be productive and still be off purpose. You can be accomplishing tasks and still neglecting your calling. You can be moving fast and on the go and still not moving in the direction God intended. So today is going to be a faith-filled mid-year check-in. And together, I want us to evaluate ourselves, evaluate our goals, examine our alignment, identify distractions, and reset our focus if necessary so that we can finish the year strong. So grab your journals, grab your pens, open your heart, and let's get into it.
Thank you for tuning in to Woman Dare to Live with your host, Walda Collins, speaker, mentor, and founder of the Woman Dare to Live movement. Walda's passion is helping women step out of fear and into freedom, living boldly in faith, joy, and purpose. Get ready for real talk, uplifting stories, and practical wisdom, because here, we don't just survive life, we dare to live it. Now here's your host, Walda Collins.
Well, all right, ladies, welcome to Woman Dare to Live. This episode entitled Mid-Year Momentum. Are you still aligned or just busy? And in this first segment, I want to talk about busy is not the same as purposeful. See, one of the greatest traps that women fall into is believing that being busy means being successful. And let me say that again. Busy does not automatically mean blessed. Some of us are exhausted because we're carrying responsibilities God never assigned to us. We're attending every event, saying yes to every request, trying to meet everyone's expectations. And y'all got to go grab the episode about expectancy and expectations, because I promise you, it will enlighten you. But somewhere along the way, we stopped checking in with God about what He actually wanted us to do. And Ephesians 5:15 through 17 tells us, be careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. And that is so good. Notice Paul didn't say anything about staying busy. He said, understand the Lord's will. Purpose requires intentionality. It's that simple. Busyness simply requires us doing stuff. It requires activity. The enemy doesn't always try to stop us. See, every time you think you're blocked or denied doesn't necessarily mean that's the enemy. Sometimes the enemy just simply wants to distract us. If he can't destroy your purpose, he'll definitely keep you occupied enough to neglect it. And I need somebody to write that down. If you're writing, understand that the enemy doesn't always destroy your purpose. He just keeps you busy enough to disregard it, to neglect it, and say, oh, I'll get back to that when I get back to it. But I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, what has consumed most of your time this year? What has consumed most of your energy? And does it align with what God showed you at the beginning of this year? Those are three of the most important questions you can ask at your mid-year check-in, because momentum without direction leads you away, far away from your destination. And it's important that we're in tune and we're intentional so that we aren't off course or off track. And then you have to revisit the vision. You know, busy may not be purposeful, but neglecting the vision isn't purposeful either, or doesn't lead you to purpose. So this part in segment 2, we want to talk about revisiting the vision. Let's flip back to January and think about the goals you set. What were you praying for? Because I guarantee you were intentional in your prayer time, in your prayer life, asking God for something in this new season, in this new year. What were you believing God for? Better health, a stronger prayer life, starting a business, writing a book, developing yourself financially, healing emotionally, serving in ministry, maybe strengthening a relationship. But those are the things that we often seek as we set out in a new year. But I want you to ask yourself, how am I doing? Now, not with guilt, not with shame, but just pure honesty. How am I doing? It's a self-check-in. Because here's the thing, God isn't asking for perfection. He's asking for obedience. Sometimes we avoid reviewing our goals because we're afraid that we've fallen behind or haven't quite accomplished what we said we were going to accomplish. But here's the good news. You're not behind God's grace, because His grace is sufficient. So a mid-year review isn't about revisiting the vision so that you can criticize yourself, but it's about reflecting and recalibrating yourself so that you can finish the course. You see, pilots, they constantly adjust. When you're in that airplane, that pilot is constantly adjusting the course during the flight. Why? Because even the slightest shift can eventually lead them miles and miles away from their destination. And the same is true for us spiritually. Small distractions create major detours. Yeah, even the slightest of distraction can take you so far off course, so far off purpose, and so far off of the thing that God wanted you to prioritize in this season of your life. And this right now, and this moment, in this season, in this very hour, is your opportunity to get back on course. God wants us to follow the course. And one of the favorite scriptures that I like to read is Jeremiah 29:11. And it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So if God has the master plan, why aren't we tapping into him? Why aren't we trusting that he can get us on course, keep us on course, and lay out the plan step by step? He is the master planner. So it is important, but also urgent, that you do some reflection, that you take some time to revisit the vision, that you take some time to check in with yourself, not beat yourself up, not kick yourself because you're not where you thought you were supposed to be. Because as I shared with a group of ladies this morning, you are right where you're supposed to be in the season that you're in of your life. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a president of a major corporation, whether you're a leader in ministry, you are where you're supposed to be in this season. But check the plan and check with the master planner to make sure you're in alignment with the course and the path that he's laid out. It's important that we reflect, we revisit, that we look at the vision and say, oh, I veered off a bit. God, how do I get back on track? It's all right to retune, reflect, realign, revisit. And I want to talk about that in this next segment. It is so urgent and so important that we do an alignment check. Have you checked your alignment? Let's talk about that for a minute. You see, alignment is when your actions, the things that you do match your values, your priorities match your purpose, and your schedule reflects what matters most. And see, many women say that we say faith is a priority, but if we looked at our calendars, would our calendars really prove or really show it? Many say that family is the most important thing. But does our schedule support that? Many say, I want purpose. I want to know my purpose. But are we making room in the business of our day? Are we making room for purpose? Alignment requires us to be honest. Alignment requires honesty. And I want to give you 5 questions for your alignment check. You ready? All right. Grab your pen, grab your paper. Let's check in. Question number 1. What has God been consistently speaking to me about? Pay attention to the repeated things. Take a closer look. What's repeating in my life? What's happening again and again? God often confirms direction with repetition. Question number 2. What have I been avoiding? What have you been avoiding? Putting to the side, neglecting, saying I'll get to it when I get to it. Because the next best thing showed up, or the next thing came along, or somebody invited you to something, so you avoided or you neglected it, or because you felt it was too difficult to accomplish. You know, we were talking about Nehemiah and how he was building the wall. And in building his wall, he faced quite a bit of opposition. And in that opposition, in the distractions, in the discouragement, what we learned was he never asked for God to make the circumstances easier. Sometimes we want the circumstance to be easier. Sometimes we want to get out of the hot seat. Sometimes we want the mess to be over with. But it's right there in the very pit of the mess. Sometimes it's right there in the pit of our fear that thing that's on the inside of us is what comes out. And sometimes our greatest assignment is hiding behind our greatest resistance. Question number 3, where am I experiencing peace? Because we have to know that God is a God of peace, and peace is often the indicator of God's presence. When there is peace, we must know that God is an ever-present God. The shalom peace of God is what we want to rest in, rule in, and abide in. Then question number 4, what's keeping me distracted? What's that thing that's distracting me? Is it social media? You get on there and scroll, and the next thing you know, 1 hour, 2 hours have passed, and you haven't gotten anything accomplished. Comparison is another thing. The biggest momentum stiller, the biggest disruption is comparison. Comparison steals. It steals your very identity of who God says you are, and comparison kills. It kills the joy that's supposed to be inside of us, and it kills your joy simply because you're looking at something or someone else, wishing, hoping you had what they had, and God is like, that's not what I had for you. And then another distraction is fear. Fear can stifle your progress, disrupt your momentum. Fear have you checking in and saying things like, oh, it's too late, or I'm not good enough, or it's not good enough, or they said this about me, so I'm not going to get out there. What if I fail? The fear of rejection. All of those things encompass itself around fear. Is it people pleasing? Is that what's distracting you, disrupting your momentum, disrupting your flow? Is it comfort? Oh, you're in this space where life feels good and you don't want to disrupt the flow. You don't want to disrupt the plan. But let me tell you, when God has a plan for your life, he never said the plan would be easy. But he did say he had a plan. And sometimes, like Nehemiah, who's building this wall and coming against opposition and coming against distraction, sometimes it becomes uncomfortable when people are saying negative things about you. But what people say about you is none of your business. Let them deal with that and let God deal with them. But whatever that distraction is, identify that thing. Give it a language, and language helps reveal the truth. Turn the light on that thing. See, you can't defeat what you refuse to acknowledge. And then question number 5, what needs to be removed so I can focus? Because not everything in your life is bad. Life is good, and a lot of great things happen in life, but not everything belongs in this season of your life. And sometimes the issue isn't always sin. Sometimes it's just simply misalignment, out of position, out of place, out of your seat. And we talked about that earlier in a segment as well. But remember this, every yes requires a no somewhere else. The question is whether your yeses are supporting your purpose or are they sabotaging it. You see, everything that's good ain't God. So everything you say yes to, just because you have a little time on your schedule, just everything you say yes to, you're saying no to something. Your purpose, your ministry, your business, your prayer team, your prayer group. So I just want to remind you, you got to do an alignment check-in. Am I in position? Am I prioritizing the thing that God gave me? Am I making Him a priority? Or am I just waking up and existing? Waking up and moving? Yeah, you prayed, but are you just existing? Are you in alignment with your divine assignment? Every opportunity is not yours. Every mission along the journey is not yours to fulfill. And every door is not yours to walk through. And these oftentimes are the biggest momentum killers. Distraction, one of the greatest momentum killers in your life. Are you aligned or are you busy? So let's talk about the distraction test. And I just want to be honest for a minute. In distractions, let me tell you, they don't usually show up looking dangerous. Oh no. They often arrive. They look good. They look like a new opportunity. Distractions look like a new project, something that gets us excited, and because we have all these creative juices. Distractions sometimes looks like a new relationship. Oh, he's sure looking good. Let's check this out. A new friendship, a new commitment. Not every opportunity is an assignment. It's your assignment. Not every journey is your mission, and not every open door is your door to walk through. And one of the most powerful prayers you can pray is, Lord, show me the difference between what's good and what's God. Because good things can still pull us away from God things. So ask yourself, what's stolen my focus? Or what's drained my energy? Or what has delayed my obedience? Whew, that's dangerous all in itself. Delayed obedience is still disobedience. My goodness. Maybe you've been waiting for the perfect conditions. Maybe fear has convinced you that you're not ready. Maybe comparison has caused you to question your calling. But remember this, God didn't call you based on your qualifications. He called you based on His purpose. The time to move is now. Not next year, not someday, and not just now, but right now. This is your time to test those distractors and see where they're disrupting your momentum, to see where they're causing you to delay your obedience, to see where they're causing the pull on you and it's draining your energy. It can show up as people. It can show up as activities. It can show up as overcommitting or over serving. But they're distractions nevertheless. But what I really want to share right now in this moment as we move through this, y'all, this is good. If this is good, listen, like, share, invite a friend in. If this is resonating with you, I want you to invite somebody to tune in, to listen in. But in this next segment, I want us to reset the fire, reignite the momentum. How do we really finish the year strong? I bet you want to know. Listen, come close. Come. Tune in, lean in. How do you finish the year strong? 3 simple steps. You ready? All right. Step number 1, refocus. Get clear about your top priorities. Not 20 priorities, not 10 priorities. Your top 3 priorities. What are the 3 most important things God is calling you to focus on for the rest of this year? ask yourself, sit with that, and write them down. You know, Habakkuk 2:3 says, write the vision, make it plain, that man may run who reads it. Write it down. Step number 2, recommit. Renew your commitment. Don't wait till January. Start today. Start right now. Small, consistent actions creates lasting transformation. It's not, you don't have to do some big overwhelming thing. Just a small step at a time. A small step at a time. Anything worth building, you gotta gather your materials. You gotta understand what it's gonna cost. What it's gonna cost you financially. What it's gonna cost you physically. What it's gonna cost you spiritually. Take those small actions, those small steps, and recommit to the things you focused on. So step 1, refocus. Step 2, recommit. This is the time right now in your recommitment is to just sit before the Lord and say, Lord, show me again. I know you gave me a plan back in January. I know I've kind of neglected that thing. But ask again and recommit your heart to it. Recommit your time to it. Recommit yourself to it. But whatever you do, don't wait, don't prolong, don't procrastinate. Do it now. Let's regain, reignite, recharge the momentum because we want to finish this year strong. And then step number 3. So 1, we refocus. 2, we recommit. Step 3, release. Release. What are you releasing? You're releasing guilt. Don't punish yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't put yourself down. Just release it and let's pick back up and keep going. What else do we release? Release regret. You don't have to be sorrowful. You don't have to be regretful. Just start where you are with what you have. That's what we do. Release missed opportunities. Oh, I could have been this far along had I done this. Oh, I could have been this far along had I not done that. Release that. That opportunity has passed. When I say sit before the Lord and ask again, that's what we do. Ask God, show me again. Help me reach that place. So you cannot move forward while carrying the weight of what would have been, should have been, or could have happened. You can't move forward in that. God is a God of fresh starts. He gives us chance after chance after chance. And today can be your new beginning. Remember, right here it says, take a deep breath. Put the pen down and just stop writing for a minute. And I want you to remember this. The goal isn't to finish perfectly. The goal is to finish faithfully, trusting and believing in God. And I want to close with this. I want you to understand, sis, the year is not over. There is still time. Don't let the enemy plague your mind that you're running out of time. You're not on the enemy's time clock. You're not on the world's time clock. You're on God's time. And you're operating in God's purpose. And His grace is sufficient. His grace restores, redeems, and renews us. So there is time. There is purpose. There's still opportunity. There's still grace. And guess what? There's still momentum. See, God is not intimidated by what hasn't happened yet. We are, but God is not. He can do more in the next 6 months than you could ever imagine. But it begins with getting in alignment. It begins with revisiting the vision. It begins by keeping the momentum going. Not busyness, alignment. So this week, take time, sit with God, review your goals, pray over your goals, and ask God to reveal and show you the plan, His plan. And if you're in alignment with His plan and His will, evaluate your priorities. Is God first, or is God just somewhere on the chopping block? Remove the distractions, the things that are causing you to neglect and delay your obedience, and recommit to the purpose that He put inside of you. Because your calling deserves your focus, and your purpose deserves your obedience. Ladies, I pray this has blessed you. I pray that it has reached and resonated with you. But I pray that as your momentum reignites, that you pray this just like Nehemiah. Not that the circumstances grow easier, but that God strengthens your hands for the work He's called you to. All right, ladies. So before I go, I want to invite you to connect with the Woman Dare to Live community. We're located here in San Antonio, Texas. But check out our website for our monthly events. We have some exciting news for the Woman Dare to Live Inspire 2026 Summit. It's going to be a powerful gathering of faith, inspiration, empowerment, leadership, and purpose-driven women who are coming together to grow, to connect, and be transformed. And come on, we want you gals to join us. It's taking place August 28th and 29th at Estancia del Norte Hotel here in San Antonio, Texas. And stay connected, stay tuned, find out more through our social media, our podcast updates, and listen, go out there, get registered, invite a friend or some friends. It's a 2-day event, 6 powerful voices, and 1 mission of growth, experience, and inspiration. Come on, ladies, grab. Listen, if you are tired, you're stuck, you're off track, you need some momentum, you need some inspiration, Inspire 2026 Women's Summit is for you. Also join us monthly here. If you're local here in San Antonio, we have the Crunch. That's our coffee and brunch Bible study gathering at various coffee shops around San Antonio. So also, we have the D.A.R.E Fair. That's our monthly gathering where we connect. We have meaningful conversations, networking, and fun. And that's a beautiful opportunity to meet other amazing women and build relationships. Also, last but not least, we have some podcast sponsorship opportunities out there. If you want your business promoted on the Woman Dare to Live podcast, you can sponsor an episode. You can send emails to womandaretolive@gmail.com and say, hey, I'd love to sponsor your show, and we'd love to have you. It's a great way to reach our growing audience of faith-driven women, entrepreneurs, and leaders in the community. All right, ladies, that's all I have for you. Thank you for spending time with me today. And if this episode again resonated with you, share with a friend, leave a review, like, subscribe, and never miss an episode. Remember, you were created on purpose, for purpose, and with purpose. Until next time, keep daring to live boldly. God bless you, and we hope to hear from you again soon. Take care.